Hello everyone and welcome back to Desktop Dungeons. Yes, it's been quite a while, I apologize again for that. What actually happened this time is that my hard drive died. Yay! So, I lost a few things, including my backups of this kingdom, and, well, for one thing, I had to borrow another computer, and the setup there wasn't really ideal to be recording anyway, but now I've ended up getting myself a really nice new computer because the other one was getting old anyway. And so I've had to basically catch back up on some of the progress because I had been playing with the cloud saving off for a while because it was messing up the backups I was trying to do. Anyway, that being said, last time, if I remember correctly, I did check, we went and upgraded the bank, which means that now we have 2,000 gold, and we are finally ready to get started on the 4 new directional dungeons. And I've said this before, but I'm excited for this because we'll be unlocking a new god for the first time we go into each of these dungeons, and after that we'll get the chance of unlocking further ones. So, I think the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to start, I'll probably just start with the Western Jungle Fighter. You unlock Taurog, he's probably the most straightforward god to start with, but I'll be doing each dungeon once in a row. So we unlock 4 gods really rapidly, and then we can introduce the tier 2 classes that we need to complete these quests and unlock new dungeons. So, having said that, I am going to unlock the guild, but not really to unlock the Berserker right away. It's more to unlock those lockers. I don't know if any of the items I got on my previous run have stuck since I closed the game, but let's find out. This is basically so that if we find something really nice, we can put it in there and prepare it. Okay, so we unlocked the Wraith monster at the same time. No, okay, so it forgot all the items, but that's perfectly fine. It's not like we're going to be using preparations anytime soon. And since I have 1,000 gold, I'll go ahead and unlock the Thieves Den right away. And the reason for that, yes, thank you, we unlocked the Rogue and Gorgons. Well, partly because Gorgons and Wraiths, the two monsters we just unlocked, are actually really nice monsters to unlock early because they have lower average HP than the others, so you can usually chew through them easier. They make for nice targets for high level kills. But also the Thief then lets me prepare Bet on Boss, which is just going to increase the amount of gold we get from completing dungeon runs. Okay, a quest, but we won't be touching that. So yeah, so this is just basically to ensure that we won't ever have any problems with money for upgrading classes and so on. Right, so let's just start with the human fighter. We won't prepare anything. I could grab a spoon, but no, I'll just take Bet on Boss like I was saying. So, Western Jungle. It's an interesting dungeon because you... 2 of the 4 edges of the map are actually shorter. There's like a big empty water space that you can't access normally. You can explore it with Let Me See, for instance, or something like that. But so your exploration space is a bit tighter than usual, and the boss is a bit special. He has an interesting ability that we'll talk about when we get there. So I found an early white, and I'm going to start teleporting monsters. 2 mana, that's nice. Okay, so those little sparkles mean that we found Taurog, and we found him early, so that's very nice. So let's meet him. Basically what you have to do, you touch his altar and then he makes you fight these guys. They have death protections, and everyone that you kill will add an extra layer of death protections to the other ones. So they don't start off very bad. They're fixed to your level, so you're never gonna get screwed up if you trigger the fight. Okay. Now, I mean, these guys have two attacks, so it doesn't really show. But normally, enemies that have death protections, their attack power goes down if you as you knock off the death protection. So if these guys had been higher level, it would have made perfect sense to knock off a few death protections, then regenerate, and then come back and so on, because their attack would be lower. I mean, this is still something you want to do here, but... So, we've converted Taurog's, we've overcome his little challenge. Yeah, we have his boons here. He's going to give us 20 piety when we leave, because that's what all gods do when you first join them. When you unlock him, that is. Right, so we have his altar here. Let's talk about Taurog a little bit. So, he is a bit different from the other gods, really. He has 4 boons here that each give you a piece of equipment, so it's an item. It takes up a full item slot. And the blade gives you 5 base damage. That's very, very strong. Taurog shield blocks 5 incoming damage. It's basically damage reduction, which is different from resistances, but that's a topic for another day. Anyway, the point is this is also very nice at early levels, not so much later ones. Taurog's helm and Taurog's armor each add 50% resistances, magic and physical respectively. And then when you've got all of those items equipped, you can start buying the Unstoppable Fury boon, which every time you take it, it gives you a layer of death protection, but it starts costing more. For those of you who don't know how gods work in general, just a quick overview. You have piety here. That's basically kind of the god's currency. It represents how much they like you. And you can spend that currency to get the boons here, the different options. Doing things that the god likes is going to boost your piety, and doing things that the god dislikes is going to lower it. So in the case of Taurog, as you can probably read here, he loves it when you kill things, and he hates it when you use glyphs. He hates magic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the blade right away because it's a massive boost to our damage. Now we're at 0 piety here. This is always something you need to be aware of. If you at 0, or if ever your piety goes into what would be negatives, the god punishes you, and it can be very bad. Like Taurog, if I'm not mistaken, reduces your bonus attack here by 50%. That's really huge, and you never want that to happen, especially if you're worshipping him, because he nerfs your magic. I forgot to mention, but every time you grab one of these 4 equipment slots, you will lose 1 max MP, but you will gain 5% extra attack bonus, as you can read on the panel. Was there anything else to say? I don't think so. Alright, so let's start exploring. See, like, I can hit this guy really hard. I don't think I can out-regenerate him, but let's just give it a quick try. I'd need to be yeah, no, it's not gonna work, I don't think. I need 2 for this. Didn't think so. That's fine, though. What I might end up doing is, I could kill this. No, the thing is, if I use... Okay, what I can do is, I'm going to kill this guy, because he is a magic user, and Taurog especially likes it when you kill magic users. Right, so here, kill magic plus 8 piety. That's quite a lot, like, if you compare it to the gains you get from other gods. Now that I have 8 piety, I can afford to use Wait What a few times. He'll get a bit mad, but he'll only deduct 2 piety per glyph I cast, so it's not a huge deal. Now what I can do then is warp this guy and use Wait What as first strike. So, and see, he just gave me 4 piety for killing a regular monster, so I just made up the 2 piety I lost. Ideally you don't want to, like, stay even, you want to build up your piety. I would really like, for instance, to be able to get that shield, but for now this is fine. And now that we're facing a level 3 at level 2, we might actually be able to regenerate this guy. So I need 3 spaces to regenerate. Ah, that's kind of annoying. I want to fight. Okay, I'm going to convert this. Taurog loves it when you convert glyphs. See? Plus 10 piety. Right here. And it's going to boost my attack a little bit, which means that I'll be able to now out-explore this guy. And level up. Level 3 now. I'm just going to knock this guy out of the way, and it gives me 30 piety, so now I have enough to get the shield. At level 3, the shield isn't all that good, but since I'm planning on getting all of the equipment anyway, I might as well get it now. It's still going to be more useful than the 15% resistances. So yeah, I can just wipe through this guy even though he's a level higher than me. Those two pieces of equipment are really, sorry, they're really good at the very beginning. They're the front-loaded ones, if you will. So what now? I can obviously out-regenerate this guy. I don't know if I can do anything about this guy though. I might be able to fight him using Wait What as the first strike, and I'm willing to sacrifice potential piety here. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let's convert Wait What, even though it could still be useful for shuffling enemies around, but Get In There is basically one of the only glyphs you really like to have as a Taurog worshipper compared to anything else. So I think I'm not sure really. It's a bit of a tough, it's a bit of a tight spot. Let's see. I need to regenerate 2. He'll get 10. Yeah, I don't believe that'll work, unfortunately. I might have been a bit hasty there. Okay, I'm going to is this even worth it? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take 1 hit from this guy to prepare him for the next level. Gonna cast Get In There here. Kill this guy. Try to slightly out-regenerate this guy. I just need 1 more tile. Okay, I think I can explore 2 and be fine. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I hope to be demonstrating one thing here is that if you're careful with your piety, you can get away with doing things that the gods you're worshipping don't like. Like here, I'm casting glyphs occasionally, but I'm still climbing significantly higher than I am lowering because Taurog gives away piety like it's candy on Halloween. And yeah, this guy I'm obviously not going to be able to take on, but this guy can just go clean through. This guy I'm not going to bother. Yeah, I'll just go through this guy. In fact, I'll cast Get In There once. It'll cost me piety, but it'll build my dodge chance, and I think it's worth it, especially I'm getting 8 from this guy. Okay. So if I'm willing to lose my death protection, I can kill this guy. I just need to get Taurog's armor first. Taurog's helm, sorry. Don't mix up the two if you're planning on strategizing a little bit, because that extra inventory slot and MP can be annoying to lose if you're not getting the resistances you want. So yes, 15 magic resistance. Let's grab that. I'm willing to get rid of my death protection here for the simple reason that Unstoppable Fury is a boon that just keeps getting you death protections. So I'll be able to get it back and then some later on. Right. So, oh, you know what? I won't even need to give away my death protection, and I have just enough piety to cast Get In There without getting punished. There we go. Okay, what's this guy look like? No, don't think so. How about this guy? Yeah, now would be a good time to consider getting Taurog's armor as well. In fact, since I need to clear up way anyway, I might as well just... Oh, that's nice. We have an item here. Ooh, fine sword. This is rare that I say this, but I'm not actually going to buy it because I already have the skull picker, and I'm going to keep myself from getting the armor anytime soon if I buy this because it'll fill up my inventory. And I don't want to get rid of Get In There just yet. So I'll probably get it later after I convert Get In There, but for now, I'm going to stick with this, I think. And now that I've got nicely boosted attack power, I might actually be able to regenerate just enough to kill this guy. Not sure. I'm being a bit lazy here, not doing the math properly, but Yeah, this is the kind of thing you actually want to do carefully, not haphazardly, like I'm doing. Yeah, see, I probably could have, I could have killed him if I'd explored just one tile less. Let me actually just count this because I'm wasting opportunities. So for 50, 50, so 45 actually, because I have damage reduction. I'm going to need 24, which is okay. I think I need 5 tiles. Is that right? Yes, I'm going to need 5 tiles for this. That is to say 2 more now that I... Yeah. Okay, and it's just going to add up fine. Watch out for the Gorgons, by the way. I realize I haven't stopped to talk about the new monsters we unlocked. Gorgons have Death Gaze, which means that if they hit you and you're at any point below 50% of your max health, it's instant death, or in my case, losing the death protection. They are not enemies that you want to keep lying around for mid-fight level ups, because usually for those you're going to be really low on your health anyway, and they'll just kill you. So if you have to, you know, get rid of small enemies, kill these guys earlier, unless you can slow them using Wait, What, or Wanna Fight, because then their first strike is disabled and you get your natural first strike before their death gaze happens. And Wraith Seer mana burn you, which means that it drains your mana completely and then prevents your regeneration until you either drink a mana potion, level up, and there are other ways of dealing with that, but those are the main two. So, okay, we have our boss here. Badge of Honor, that may or may not be useful later. Okay, this guy. So this guy is annoying. He blinks, which means he's going to randomly warp across any point on the map, whether or not you've uncovered it, by the way, so don't fight this guy until you've uncovered the entire playfield. And he has a magic attack, which we can use, which we can kind of leverage. The Berserker is really good for that. And he spawns plants. Basically, every time you hit him, a whole bunch of mana-burning plants are going to spawn on screen, and basically, to get through them, you have to hit them, so you can't really rely on your mana during this fight unless you get the Soul Orb item that we unlocked in the puzzles. Well, that I unlocked. I haven't shown that, but so that's just to keep in mind for now. I don't know whether or not I'll have what it takes. Actually, what I can do, kill this guy to get him out of the way. Grab Taurog's armor. And now I have some extra resistances, which should make it easier to fight this guy. I'm going to also kill this guy out of the way because of what I talked about earlier. Okay, another interesting thing to note. Do I still have... Okay, this guy should be hurting me because of his first strike, but damage reduction is absolute, which means it reduces his attack exactly to 0, so that's just something that's useful to keep in mind. There aren't that many strategies that use damage reduction like this, but it's still useful to know. There is one major strategy for one of the hardest dungeons that for which that is important. But anyway, okay, getting sidetracked again, sorry. Now the question is, will I be able to get this guy? Yes, just barely. Okay. So level 7. I'll knock this guy out of the way and this guy out of the way. I just wasted my dodge. That's fine. And I'm going to start regen fighting this guy. I do believe I have what I need. Oh, is he out regenerating me? It's possible. No, I'm fine. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm being a bit sloppy here. Now, level 7 to 8 would be a fantastic time to start fighting this guy, but I have a lot of space to explore still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to level 8 and start it from 8 to 9 instead, and I'm going to level up on this guy so I get as much bonus experience as I can. Right, so of note, now that I have all 4, I could be able to start using Unstoppable Fury, but I already have a death protection right here, so it's not letting me get it. That said, when I start fighting the boss, I'm going to be able to chain Unstoppable Furies. This boon increases its cost by 10 every time you take it, so first it's 20, then it's 30 and 40 and so on. But, you know, as you can see, my Pi-D is steadily rising, so by the time I'm fighting this guy, I might actually have 100 Pi-D, which means I would be able to chain 4 death protections in a row. That's not counting the Pi-D I could be getting by extra popcorn that'd be left over. But that's getting ahead of myself right now. I might have been able to regenerate a bit and not use Get In There to save Pi-D, but not really necessary to be that optimal at this point. I convert this, boost my attack nicely. Oh hey, orcs. That's nice. These are okay, right, I forgot about this. He wants you to convince him. I forget what the I forget, I didn't actually read what he says, but basically you have to drink this in front of him, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it just drains your health and mana burns you, maybe poisons you as well. It's nasty. I'm going to do this right before leveling up so that I don't, it doesn't affect my chances. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do the thing I said not to do and actually start fighting this guy before I, sorry, before I start, before I've explored that area behind this goblin, because I didn't plan my stuff properly, and I'll be leveling up and wasting a level up. I mean, honestly, I don't need to. I could just level up now and still be fine against the boss, but for the sake of sticking to my original plan, and because it can lead to interesting results, I'm just going to go ahead and start the boss fight now. So yeah, these are the plants that he spawns. Magic immune, so you can't blast them away with fireballs or anything. They mana burn you and they have first strike, so you can't avoid that. And so on. Now, I believe that I might be able to regenerate just enough to get another hit in. I'll have to regenerate all of this. Whatever, it's probably, yeah, it's still worth it. Just suboptimal. And since I'm about to level up, and cure mana burn anyway, I will just clear all of these plants immediately. I'm not relying on glyphs for this, obviously, but this is just a good idea to, just a good thing to do in general. Clearing out all the plants you can before you level up, so that you don't have to deal with them blocking your path. And so now I'm going to go ahead and drink this. So yes, this will let me unlock the orcs. My original plan for this playthrough, like I've said before, was to not use them, because not everyone's going to have them if they need help for something. But they're very, very good for physical damage attackers. So yes, I'm going to immediately kill this guy. Okay, just... Okay. Convert this. Hit him. Now I could use my potions, but I have enough death protections lined up that I can just do that instead. And one last. And there you go, that's a basic introduction to Taurog. Hates magic, loves you bashing things on the head. But like I said, glyphs only cost you two Pi-D, so do use them, just don't, you know, rely on them too much. Get In There is one of the best glyphs you can find under Taurog because it only costs 3 mana, so you're not really penalized by your lower max mana, and an extra first strike is always nice. And I think that's about it. That covers pretty much everything I'd want to talk about for Taurog, I think. So now he's going to start spawning in dungeons randomly. Since he's the only god we've got in lock, he's just going to spawn in the next dungeon no matter what. But we'll eventually start meeting more, and then there'll be up to 3 gods per dungeon. Is that it? I think that's it. Normally what I would do here is convert get in there and buy this fine sword, because you always want to have this lockered. It's so useful. But I won't bother because I'm not relying on preparations. So yes, that's the end of that. And there we go. Okay, so that's the orcs here. Okay. Oh yeah, now they introduce the class challenges, so they're just telling us that we can go and do those. I believe that's a buyout quest where you can where the game asks you to buy an item from every shop that spawns in a dungeon. We're not going to do that because it starts spawning. Basically, it starts spawning more shops in dungeon after we've done that, and we don't want to upgrade that because not everyone's going to have done it. Same business with the orcs, and we did get a new puzzle pack for Taurog. Those are basically puzzles that let you experiment with the gods. I recommend doing them, although they're quite difficult. Perhaps, in my opinion, a bit too much for their tutorial purposes. But that being said, if you can learn to clear them, if you can do it by yourself, then you've obviously learned to look for opportunities in this game. So I recommend doing them anyway. And I think that's it for this time. We're most likely either going to go to the Northern Desert or the Southern Swamp next. I'm thinking Northern Desert because that's where you get the Mystera, the goddess of magic, so it'll nicely counterbalance our friend Taurog here. Sorry, anyway. Yep, I think we're good for this, so I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any suggestions or whatever in the comments, and I'll see you next time.